Hey guys, so remember how yesterday I talked about getting organized and using Airtable and Trello and all of that stuff? Well, another thing about this getting super organized and aware of the time and all of that is that it all requires time. Like everything requires time. So I just wanted to share really quick another one of the hacks I'm using, and that one is block timing. I don't know, it has a word, a phrase it's called, but I completely forgot what it's called. But basically what you do, instead of saying I'm doing this project at this time, like a specific one, like whatever, in my case, let's say planting tomatoes, I put 2 hours garden time. Or actually, right now, I'm finding myself having the most energy for doing garden work after 5. I don't know why, but 5 p.m. is the magic hour where suddenly I have energy and do things. And in the middle of the day, I don't seem to have a whole lot of energy. So I'm blocking time from 5 till 8 for gardening. And I'm also trying to do this thing which was actually working well for me before, and it's called intermittent fasting. I know a lot of people are doing it, and I have read lots about it. So my version of it is to not eat for at least 12 hours, so I'm shooting for 12 to 14 hours, and once in a while have like a they call it party night, I think. Where if I'm invited or something like that and there's less time, that's fine. So I needed to plug in that before 5 I have my meal, and then have my garden time, and then during the middle of the day I seem to be getting kind of tired and just not having a whole bunch of energy. And that is when I can do sorting through paperwork, filing things, doing that kind of thing, which has been kind of left in a big heap, So if you're wondering why I'm suddenly looking at all of those things, just little background. I had at least 7, I want to say it was more people, moving away from people by meaning friends. Move away from San Diego, finding cheaper places. Some wanted bigger homes, some lost their home here and needed to leave, and we ended up with a lot of their leftover things, which is fine, when you're in the process of building like a permaculture garden or whatever. The tendency is that you want to say yes to whatever material coming in you might have a place for, a use for, because part of what we want to do is avoid for things to go into the landfill and to reuse items as much as possible so they don't have to be newly manufactured. So it's like two things, right? Keeps the landfill low and keep new material costs low, or the need for producing new material, reuse what we have, so it's a reduce, reuse, recycle, redo, all of that, right? But it can also become a burden if there's too much stuff around. So that's one. And I have passed on a lot of things. So part of the reason I said yes is that I wanted to find new homes for things. It's not that I wanted to keep it all. But again, that takes time to connect the person with what they need, right? And, I'm still in the process. I've done a lot. And also I've come to a place where, since my husband is working out of state, I'm just looking at, okay, we're getting older, so maybe we're done with some of the big projects. Like, I'm not going to build an outdoor kitchen anymore. Decided that's it. My kids all have big homes where we can cook and barbecue and stuff like that. So not going to do that. And then I had a couple of roommates where I moved everything around, and I'm still recovering from that. It was my own decision, so I'm not blaming anyone. But yeah, it was a big disruptor in my life, and I have not quite recovered from it, but I'm on my way. So back to the organizing tool. So I'm blocking out 3 hours of garden without putting a particular project in. So that allows me to do whatever I need to do without feeling guilty that I didn't get to the project, okay? And then I have, you know, whatever, 2 hours for harvesting and cooking and preparing meals and clean up and do all of that. And then, you know, X amount for organizing. And then I do a whole bunch of online stuff. So that actually, as I'm clocking it, I'm spending a lot of time blogging, and now I started to podcast again. So on podcasting and so forth. So I really have to still see what projects are staying, which projects are going to be eliminated. But the blocking of time helps to make progress in all the different areas without feeling guilty to not have done, you know, the one project you put into the calendar. All right, that's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow, or maybe the day after. It's an almost daily vlog.